Hello and welcome to this edition of Back in History. In Back in History, we take you back in time to the events that occurred in the historical past. In this edition, we bring to you the history of the amount of land donated by neighboring states for the construction of what is today known as the Federal Capital Territory Abuja, where Nigeria's seat of power is located. Abuja was like any other human settlement within the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Bagis are said to be the original inhabitants of the area. There were, however, other tribes living with them, but the population of such tribes was small when compared to the population of the Bagis. But life went on. There was commerce. There was engagement in agriculture. There was religious worship, marriage ceremonies, burial ceremonies, coronation ceremonies, and many more human activities took place in the original entity known as Abuja. Life was just in its modest form. There were no mega buildings as the ones in Abuja today. The roads were few, far between, and narrow. There were no highways. There were no street lights. The primary schools were just there and were nothing compared to modern-day learning schools in Abuja. It is debatable whether there was any significant government presence at all in the area. The inhabitants were just there, working hard daily to earn a living just to sustain themselves and their families. But the story of Abuja changed following the inauguration of the Presidential Committee for the recommendation of a suitable location for the siting of a modern Federal Capital Territory for Nigeria. This committee was inaugurated by General Murtala Mohammed in 1975, and the committee was headed by a respected Nigerian jurist, the Honorable Justice Akinola Aguda. Other persons were appointed into the committee as secretary and members. The committee went to work and was given a limited time frame to submit its report. The military government at the time informed the committee that the task of getting a more suitable area within the territory of Nigeria for the relocation of the Federal Capital Territory from Lagos was a task that needed to be achieved with no delay. Finance, logistics, security, and government support were given to the committee. For those that are not familiar with Lagos, Lagos had served as the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria for several years, but by a fluctuation of time and the concentration of human activities thereat, Lagos became highly congested and full almost to the ocean. There was little or no room for expansion, and the traffic situation in the city was second to none in the whole country. It was agonizing and terrible in every material particular. Something needed to be done, hence the decision to relocate the seat of power from Lagos to a more centralized location considered more accessible and secure with room for development and future expansion. At the end of its assignment, the committee presented a report to the federal military government. In the report, Abuja was chosen as the most suitable place to relocate the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria to. Abuja was seen as a centralized location, and this is clearly shown in the map of Nigeria, which situates Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, at the belly of the country. Abuja was originally big, no doubt, and covered some large portion of land. But it was not big enough to accommodate the modern Federal Capital Territory that was contemplated by the Murtala Obasanjo administration. So more land needed to be acquired. The entire land that made up the original Abuja was acquired for the building of the FCT, and the states that shared the boundaries with Abuja were contacted to donate land for the project. Niger State donated the largest chunk of land to the FCT. It is said that 80% of the extra land added to the original Abuja was taken from Niger State. Nasarawa was another state that donated a large chunk of land to the FCT project. It donated 16% of the additional land. At that time, Nasarawa was in Plateau State. The portion of land donated by Nasarawa is on the southeast segment of the FCT. Land was also donated from present-day Kogi State. At that time, Kogi was in Kwara State. The portion of land taken from Kogi was 4% of the additional land. The said land is in the southwestern area of the present-day FCT. Note that even the 4% of land is no small portion of land. In summary, therefore, the present-day Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria is made up of the original land in Abuja and portions of land donated by Niger State, Nasarawa State, and Kogi State. The Abuja Master Plan was then drawn to cover these portions of land and put in place the framework for development of the new Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. The Master Plan was drawn by a consortium of American architects and town planners. While the larger plan was drawn by the said consortium, the Master Plan for the Central Business District was drawn by the renowned Japanese architect Kenzo Tanze. The Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria has witnessed tremendous development and transformation in the last couple of years, and the territory has become one of the most populated cities in Africa today. It is a well-designed area with massive roads which have helped Nigeria to avoid any traffic situation that is similar to the situation that was experienced in Lagos. Analysts have said that if the master plan is respected, Abuja will remain one of the best planned cities in Africa for many more years to come. Thanks for watching this edition of Back in History, and do remember to subscribe to the channel or follow the page for regular notification on every new video. I remain your friend and host, Ekemini Udim.